All right, hey guys, I just want to drop off another video for you guys. I wanted to take a deeper dive into the Pac-12 conference and give you a deeper dive on some of the people that might be wondering why, what happened. So, let's take a look at this real quick. All right. Here we go.
Vast cable TV network, which sounded great, except nobody wanted to carry the network. And then when ESPN offered to go 50-50 or, whatever, halvesies partners, the Pac-12 said no because they were greedy and wanted to keep all the money. And so they didn't have the partnership with ESPN, and now they got nothing.
Okay. So I want to just kind of show you guys something real quick. Ultimately, what your favorite program, ultimately what it comes down to, your college football program, what it comes down to is your football stadium. When USC and UCLA made the decision to leave, yeah, I know it was primarily backed by money and they have these TV deals. They had the option to leave the conference because why? They have their stadiums in order. Is the Rose Bowl the best stadium? No. Is it off campus? Yes. Is it terrible for students to commute? Yes. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. That's where they're playing. Same with USC. The USC campus, it's actually right next door to the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. It's literally on the other side of the street. So even though they didn't build the stadium, it's a national monument. It's right next door to the stadium. They're going to use it. And they have historically. And the stadium used to be 92,000. But when the Rams came, they came back to LA. They needed a temporary home until the SoFi Stadium got built. Long story short, USC is going to be staying here for they'll be here in 100 years. Why? Because they're not going to build this down. Anyway, they had the option to leave. At this current moment, and we'll get into UCLA in just a second because this is misleading. But long story short, if it's a rivalry game and they need to fit this many people in there, they can do it. And that translates to money. Same thing here. USC has no problem selling out this stadium. Now, let's switch things up. Washington Husky Stadium used to be 77,000. Washington did a total remodel. They knocked the old stadium down and built it right back up from scratch. It looks great. There is an opportunity for expansion here. They left themselves open, and I think, in my opinion, should have taken just a little bit more care to finish that base off like they did on this side, in this end zone. That end zone stadium is naked, and I get why, because there's there's water and like a pier or something there. It looks great, but it's in this conference, it's not up to snuff here. And that goes with all Power 5 conferences. If you're not somewhere in here, you're in trouble. Did that potentially play a part in them losing the championship? I don't think so. But anyway, here's where we have a problem with the to Pac-12. Here's the real problem with the Pac-12. Right after Washington, this is where the issue really begins with the Pac-12, because when we look at Cal Memorial Coliseum, let's see. Let's see what we really have. Because this is where the real problem starts. Now, when you look at this stadium, you know, we think, hey, it looks great. You know, it looks great. What's the problem? And this one is a, let's get out of here. This one kind of stumps me, honestly, with Cal. Because I don't know much about Cal. I grew up in Southern California. But this stadium is decent enough to make something happen. I believe it's, let's see, is it 63? But just keep in mind that the Rose Bowl seats 30,000 more seats than this. So it's still mid-tier, but why they don't have more success, I have no clue. It's just a random outlier. Anyway, Oregon, 54,000. I like Autzen Stadium, but in my opinion, it's a little bit overhyped. That's my personal opinion. That's why I think Oregon choked in the national championship against Auburn. Dude, Auburn got Cam Newton, a big country fed dude, playing quarterback. It's a lot of small, speedy guys in California, but Autzen Stadium is not going to attract five-star talent on a consistent level. They're not. The stadium is great. Their track stadium is great. They got the Nike and all of that. But when it comes to your stadium, this is what speaks. When we Google their stadium, the coaches can't talk for you. The uniforms can't speak for you. The locker rooms can't speak for you. None of this stadium speaks for you on a national level. And in my opinion, Oregon got lucky by sneaking in the Big Ten with this stadium. They're gonna fall in my opinion, they're gonna fall into the Big Ten if they don't update this stadium. They updated this side. This side looks great. This side needs an update, and it's small. It looks great. Don't get me wrong, but we really look at some of the other stadiums in the country, and we look at the capacity. 54 to 60,000, that's good, but it ain't great. Okay, mid tier, and I love all these teams. Don't get me wrong, but we have to be honest. So, Arizona State. Now, this was a team. I had a friend that went here when I was in high school. He got a scholarship to this stadium, and I always looked up to the Sun Devils. You know, I wanted to go there. And, however, he was there with the sack master, Terrell Suggs. He was on that team. But they took this down. I heard they had mold or something, and they had to take this all the way down. Whatever it is. This stadium was 77,000, 75,000. It used to be. Let's find out. And that you never reduce capacity, dude. You never reduce capacity. 53? Now let's see what it used to be. Let's see if they got the information up. Renovated, expanded. Some teams don't have more information about the stadium. But yeah, this used to be in the 70s and in like the late 90s. And guess what? Arizona State has success. But lately, this has been a Arizona State haven't been putting no big cats in the NFL. They had the Heisman winner, Daniels, but he transferred and went over to LSU and won the Heisman. One of your players left your school, went to another university, and won the Heisman. Okay, you want to know why? That ain't no upper deck over there. There ain't no upper deck over here. We look here, we got another building. Like I said before, this is the 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 balance of a football stadium is this. The balance of a stadium is two things. It's what you actually want to build as a stadium, what the university wants to build, and capacity. So, in other words, capacity versus attendance. Notice in that other picture, it was packed in here. Oops, get back. Let me get out of here. So anyway, you don't have that upper deck coming around. They had the sack master. They had a lot of guys coming out of Arizona State. The sack master is probably going to be a Hall of Famer if he's not already. Terrell Suggs. So yeah, let me get out of here. So yeah, they choked right here. And guess what? They had to take it down because of mold. Rebuild it back up. Just how it was, like Washington did. Like that Husky Stadium. You gotta give UW props on that. They knocked down the stadium, took away the track, and built it right back up, just the way it was. That tells you the people over there at that university, they know what they doing. This right here, this ruined their entire. You haven't seen Arizona State in no Rose Bowl. You ain't seen them in no Peach Bowl. You ain't seen them in no what's the other one? Sugar Bowl. No, this is a regular. This is, look, you didn't even go 100 yards, 120 yards on this. You didn't go 120 yards on that. One of the things about playing at a stadium that makes it intimidating is when you can't see out of it. The thing about putting a double deck here, upper deck, is to make that noise reverberate all through the stadium and to where you can't see out. You can see out of here. You can see. You don't want that. Notice the best college football stadiums, they don't have that. Once you down in here and you got a huge thing surrounding you, upper decks here, it makes it 10 times harder to be successful at the game of football. Trust me. This right here, when they start making noise, the sound is going to go right out here. Zoop, zoop, zoop. It's just not going to be an intimidating place. They don't sell it out no more, obviously. They ain't got this sold out. They used to. You know when they had it sold out? Guess what? Your boy, I think his name is Jaden Daniels. He left. Why did he leave? You don't want to see the stadium that he went to. You don't want to see what they got. They didn't do this. They didn't stop right here at the goal line. They didn't stop right there. I've always loved this program. I love the mascot. I love the Sun Devil because it gets super hot in Arizona. Super hot ain't the word. Boy, your inside's hot. Always loved this, but this ain't it. In 2024, this ain't it. This ain't even field. This ain't 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 field. None of this is field. Nothing. None of it. None of it. It don't work like that, man. And guess what? Because you didn't do what you was supposed to do and rebuild that upper deck, guess what? You out. You didn't go to the green. You didn't go to the Big Ten with the big boys. Look where you going. You think being in the Big 12 is gonna help or hurt Arizona State? It all depends on this right here. You can never ever go down and you devalue what the worth of the value of your stadium if you go down in capacity. Once you build it up, you got to keep it. All right, so Utah. So shout out to Utah with getting into the Big 12. Utah formerly was a whoops crap. All right. Utah used to be in the Mountain West or the WAC or both. Let's see if they list it down here. Yeah, it's a bunch of stuff. Who knows? But Utah has been consistent. That's why they were able to get to the Power 5 with the Pac-12. And when they got in, that was the teams that missed out on that extra spot was big time Boise State. They had a chance, but we'll get on their stadium later. And San Diego State. They was playing in this Chargers old stadium. Just a terrible situation. They finally got a new stadium. Congratulations, San Diego State. I know that feels good. But back to Utah. So this used to end right here on this. This used to end right here and right here. This is new. So let's sit back and kind of look at what they did and what they didn't do. So first things first, it's nice. I love that they enclosed it. See, it's enclosed. You can't, as a player down here, you can't. There's no way for your mind to relax. There's noise everywhere, and when your brain is under something like that, little mistakes that you would have made, you'll make those mistakes. That you can't underestimate end zone seating. This is where players get touchdown. Guess what? They jump over here and interact with the fans. They don't do that down here usually, but guess what? They can do it right here. So anyway, I like they got the big video board. You know, it's a decent. This should I rate this decent. You accomplished end zone seating. You accomplished enclosing the stadium. You got a bigger video board. You got some premium seating here, premium seating in there. Okay. It looks nice, but it doesn't keep the theme of what the rest of the stadium is. You see what I'm saying? This is the look of the rest of the stadium. Okay, classic, nice press box. And then, this is not going to win you no games. These are old people, 30s, 40s. They ain't going nuts like those students down here. This is for the band. The band need to be up here, out the way, somewhere up here. You should have continued this all the way. You could have put an extra 15,000 here. You always continue. Yeah, I know you're scared. See, people get scared of attendance. That's why these moves are made. That's why they went down here as opposed to keeping it up here. They want to upgrade. They know they need to upgrade, but they cautious. Everybody's cautious of money, but it's not the money. It's the decisions you make with the money. So here, if you'd have kept that and made it just like these, you could even made a press box for these type of seats. But you got to get your hardcore fans in here. Then you put that up top. That's going to sell anyway. Old folks, they need to sit down. They need a chair. It's okay. It's fine. But build that up here. And that way it's a cherry on top. This is the mistake that Utah made. And if they don't fix it, they're going to be at the mid-tier of not only the Pac-12, but the Big 12. All right, Arizona. So, by the way, I went to a junior college and in Southern California. And I had one of the guys when he was a freshman. They gave him a offer to come visit the university, and he was so happy. He was a big Hawaiian dude. He was so happy. He got the A, the Arizona A. Where is it? Let's see. Hold on. Here we go. He got that A tattooed on him. They told him, "Hey, you still got to play your sophomore year at the junior college." He said, "Okay." They said, "If you have a good season, we'll keep you. We'll come give you a scholarship, but you got to have a good sophomore season." And so this dude came back from the trip with a Arizona tattoo, right on the shoulder, on the side of his shoulder, like on the bulge of your arm. And turns out he didn't have that good of a sophomore season, and these dudes did not offer him a scholarship. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, he got the tattoo for nothing. So anyway, let's go to Arizona Stadium. So, back in the 90s, this would have been cool. You got a little double, triple deck stadium right here. Where's the little? Oh, there it is. You got the little triple deck. I love it. As you can see, it's old. You know what I'm saying? It's old. What is this? What are those tarps? Are those seating? This the whole thing look faded? It look faded and dirty up here. Don't nobody want to sit up here, dude. Notice they not up there. You know what I'm saying? They down here. They not even in here. So just keep in mind this stadium looks dirty. They changed their turf to a real ugly color recently, where it's a real in the areas in the end zone. It's like a blue. The background is blue and the letters are in red. It looks terrible, dude. Y'all need to change that. I'm telling you, change those end zones. Anyway, we got end zone seating. This thing don't even work. We got end zone seating on both sides. It's cool. Let me look at this. As you can see, this is old, man. This is the. I'm not judging you or nothing like that, but this is. We're just taking a look at it. But this is old, baby. This is old, old, old. This is screams 1988. In 1988, this was tight, but it's not fully enclosed. Not fully enclosed. You got the triple deck here. You can't miss out on that opportunity. You have to wrap these around and just enclose them. That's what we're talking about with attendance. They were scared to do that, and scared to do that, and definitely scared to do that. So they said, let's just do that. We won't make it connect. We ain't gonna go out our way to do this. You could tell this is temporary. That was another thing that used to work back in the day. Now that don't work. People are not gonna be attracted. People are not gonna want to come here, especially with their girlfriends. Females help make a college football atmosphere because guys come too. If there's girls there, it's gonna be a lot of fun. So you have this. This is one of your main grandstands, but dude, you got left behind. Even the size of the stadium is not bad, but it's old, baby. Y'all need to take a sandblaster to that. That's about 800 fans away from being 49 in the 40s, 49,000. It's just old, baby. You gotta do a renovation. You could do an expansion, but make sure you renovate. You have to keep up with your peers in a conference. That's the catch. That's the main catch that people need to understand. If your peers have moved to this and this and this, and you still at that, you're gonna get left behind. That's what the red is. You literally got left behind. Let's go to Stanford. Now, Stanford used to have a bowl, and I'm not gonna cover Stanford for that long, but Stanford has a rivalry with Cal. Let's take a look. So first things first, this is mad cookie cutter. What do I mean by cookie cutter? I mean this this wasn't sitting here 50 years ago. You can tell they plowed whatever was there down and built this up. This has no history. One day the students came back and bang, this was here. It looks fine. Don't get me wrong. It's fine, but there's a you know how you go to like a theme park, you go to Magic Mountain when you were a kid and you loved it, and then you come back as an adult, like a teenager, maybe like 18, 19, and you like get to relive a little bit of that. Dang, when I was a kid, they had that there, and they, say, hey, they didn't have that. Hey, let's go check on the new. Da, 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 da. It creates kind of a good feeling when people see their home stadium, not that's been just plopped up here one day. How did that get here? Somebody made a decision and say it was up there the same day, or who knows? Look at another thing. I'm not gonna get on this too much, but look at your logo, Stanford. That's as old can get, boy. Look at them Trojans down there, and then look at that. Yeah, I get it. You have history, but you have to upgrade at some point. You have to get some of that young energy in here. This is stale. This is stale processed cheese. Let's see what else they got. I want to see their old bowl. Okay, notice this looks a lot like Cal's bowl. California, is in love with bowls. LA Memorial Coliseum, the Rose Bowl, Stanford Bowl, and Cal's Bowl, and Fresno State's Bowl. Anyway, as you can see, they had a track, so they kind of had to make a decision. But when you have a track, you don't knock down the whole stadium to get rid of it. You don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. All they had to do is remove this and build down a couple feet to make up for this amount of distance. When you sit back here, it's a terrible viewing angle. When you sitting way back here, down here, you can't see nothing. You got that in front of you. You got coaches and trainers and stuff in front of you. You can't see nothing over here. They should have went down a level, but Stanford's not creative. Just period. Their uniforms, the stadium, that looked like, where is that? If you covered up the Stanford, you wouldn't know where that was. Yeah, I know it might be kind of vague, but trust me, there's history in some of these places, man. Anyway, Colorado, I kind of covered Colorado. They have a great field. They just need to expand. You got to look where you're at. 50. The number one team is almost 2 times that. Okay, Oregon State. Uh-oh. The dum-dums. Y'all not dumb, man, but like I said, this hurts you. Having nothing here, this hurts you. This is a little nicer, but this hurts you. What you have to have symmetry when you're building stadiums. Symmetry helps make a great stadium, and this is not symmetrical. You wasted. Y'all put all that money up. You blew up the old one. The old one was better than this. The old grandstand. Let's see if we can find it. Man, y'all, old grandstand. I played at Oregon State once, and they had, I'll show you this. They had this grandstand, just like how it is now. And this is the nicer grandstand that they have. But this, you got a lot of people in there, man. You probably got 20,000 people in there. I know for sure that the capacity went down. That's how I know. Let's go see. Capacity 35,000. Boise State got a stadium bigger than that. So do Fresno State. So do BYU. You wonder why BYU going and not you? 35,000, dude. It's probably 50 group of 5 teams that got. I guarantee you, I can count 50 groups. Maybe not 50. Maybe 25 group of 5 teams that got capacity bigger than that. 25 guaranteed. I want to see if they got this expansion. We're gonna close it off right. Expanded. They don't have the amounts. Yeah, they don't have the. It's down here somewhere. Anyway, I'm so Oregon State, dude. You gotta live with this. Now you gonna have to live in this. You gotta live in this now in a group of 5 conference, dude. You earned it. You asked for it. You shot for the dirt and got grass. You shot for the dirt and got worms. All you had to do was have symmetry, and you'd have been in the business. If this side looked like this side, you would not have got left. You would not be in group of 5. I guarantee it. Even with no end zone seating. If you had this and this looking just like this look over here, you would not have got left behind. That's the reason you got left behind right there. Oregon State, the Beavers. And it's not in disrespect. We're just analyzing the correlation between your stadium and things that happen behind the scenes in college football. And if this side of the stadium looked like that, guess what? And if that side of the stadium looked like this, if you had symmetry, you would have won. But you didn't. All right. I'm going to leave it at that. I kind of went over Washington State already. Washington has Martin Stadium is cool, man. It's Couging it. Just Couging it in Pullman. Just Couging it. Just Couging it. So anyway, it's a nice stadium, dude. In this right here, they got all you have to do is get this out the way. They have to do it now, though, before this thing evolves and they get locked out of it completely with the Power 4. You have to find a home because, unfortunately, the Pac-10 members, the stadiums are still here. They're still playing in these locations, but half of their away games is going to be across the country. You're never going to see their away games in this region. All right. I'm going to leave it there. Talk to y'all on the next one.